How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I want to cover something that's really interesting that's going on in the market right now, and I realize there's no face cam, so a lot of people click off the video, but please don't. Please stay through to the end, because I think this is all really interesting, and I think there's going to be something that's important for you to pick up on in this video. Now, GameStop is a stock that a lot of people have been talking about recently. This is one that has really blown up this year. Now, if you don't know the story of it, take a look at the 6 months. It was $3 or $4 back in July, and now it's just been skyrocketing recently. Now, this puppy is up about 30x, about 20x, 30x since it was at $3 or $4 a share. And there's kind of a feud going on right now, which I think is really important for investors to know. I mean, we've heard a lot about the Robinhood investor versus Wall Street, and this is really coming to fruition, and there are billionaires that are taking sides on this, whether it is on the institutional side or on the retail investor side. And I want to go over all this. So before we get started, if you guys don't mind hitting the like button, I really appreciate that. Please also hit subscribe if you haven't hit subscribe already. I really appreciate that. I want to give an update on a video that I did earlier that I think my view has changed a little bit on, and I want to explain that. And also, if you guys want to check out WeBull, there's a link down below. You can get 4 free stocks worth up to $3,700 if you deposit $100. And there's a link down there to Patreon. If you want to know when I buy stocks in real time and you want to join 4,500 other people in a chat room, essentially, you can check out the link down below to Patreon. So we're talking about GameStop today. This was actually inspired by Positive Investing's video he just did. I didn't realize all of this was happening. I realized it's part of it. You can also see Tom Nash has been covering it. There's been a lot of videos about about WallStreetBets recently and GameStop. So what's happening is institutional investors are shorting stocks. Now, shorting stocks are basically taking out positions, saying that you think the stock is going to go down. And this can actually hurt a lot of people. I mean, anyone that has stock in the company is being pushed down by these short sellers. It can hurt the company, and the company that is short selling the stock actually does well, makes money if the other company fails. So what is happening is they're artificially pushing these companies down. It's hurting people that have shares, maybe company purchase plans and stuff like that. And WallStreetBets is kind of taking a stance against this. So this is a large community on Reddit that is essentially, at first it was a meme community. It has 2.3 million people in it now, and it was kind of like a group of people that just placed YOLO bets. They didn't care the risk necessarily. They were really just trying to get the highest reward possible on different plays. Now, of course, there is some amount of difficulty to this. I mean, they are weighing risk and reward, but they are trying to get a massive amount of gains, and they've been attacking these short sellers. So they have been going and betting as a community on these highly shorted stocks to hopefully cause what's known as a short squeeze. Now, you can see just last week there was a short squeeze on GameStop. It went up about 33% within half an hour. Now, they have started to talk about other companies that they may do this to. And what's interesting is Chamath has recently come out. If you don't know who he is, he's a billionaire investor, owns the Golden State Warriors, owns a handful of other companies, is chairman on a bunch of companies, is really well known over the last couple of years, has a bunch of SPACs that he's starting. And he said that he wanted his group of his Twitter followers to tell him what stock to buy, and he would put a couple $100,000 in it. Now, a bunch of WallStreetBets investors apparently went to his page and gave him the reason why he should buy this stock, and he bought calls. He bought options to buy this stock. Now, this has worked well for him because it's up 25% today, but this is showing that, people are looking towards him, and he's buying options, kind of YOLO plays, which is interesting. It's kind of funny, also very risky, but people talk about YouTubers influencing influencing other people and influencing investors, and you can definitely see that other people are doing that too. For example, he's got 810,000 followers just on Twitter. People are joking about it that he is facing Ken Griffin. It says it's not Reddit versus Ken Griffin, it's Chamath versus Ken. He says, I will win. So if you don't know what's going on, a large hedge fund is down 30% this year, and they're getting a $2.8 billion bailout from billionaire investor Steve Cohen and Ken Griffin. These two companies, Ken Griffin's and Steve Cohen's company, they're investing $2.75 billion in Melvin Capital. They're getting hammered by their short positions. Business Insider article says a pair of billionaire investors are swooping in to support a short-selling hedge fund in its battle against an army of irreverent day traders. They've been hammered on Bed Bath & Beyond, BlackBerry, and AMC. They're all being shot up in price because of WallStreetBets, essentially. Their company has done well in the past. Melvin has returned an average of 30% annually since founding its company in 2014. We've talked about how retail investors are beating institutional investors. They don't have quite the know-how. They don't have all the power, but, banded together, they can force stocks to go up. Now, I just did a video on SPCE stock, Virgin Galactic stock, and I said in that video that there are a couple different reasons it could be, and I talked about the short position, how large their short position was, and I didn't cover how WallStreetBets might play into this. Now, this is speculation a little bit, but some people are saying that since Virgin Galactic is so highly shorted because of some of the catalysts that they have going for them, this is a potential short squeeze that could happen with WallStreetBets buying into this company. Now, you can check out my last video. I'll put it up on the end screen about this company blowing up today and kind of the short position that people have in them and institutions have in them. It's pretty high, and it's a large portion of the float. About 20% or so of the company is short sold. So this could be a potential target. I just find this whole thing fascinating. Now, I personally have been buying penny stocks. That's something that I've been clear on and have talked about recently. And that is risky, but also I've never shorted a stock because I find that far too risky. And I think some institutional investors might be a little bit more cautious about this going forward. Now, this could be a good thing for highly shorted stocks, or, it could be nothing. But I think this is something to keep on your radar, something that I think is very good to know about, and something that you might want to be dialed into to see maybe, okay, what are they talking about now? Let's not be on the wrong side of this, even if it's just like a competitor or something like that. Their competitor could get a lot of money, or the share price could go up. They could dilute shares and have a stronger position. So that's a little bit more down the line than what they're doing, because they might just pump and then dump it. But I think that's something that we should all pay attention to. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I know this was a little bit different of a video, but I wanted to cover it. I find it really interesting. Again, if you want to check out the link down below to Patreon to know what I'm buying and selling, or if you want to check out the link down below to get some free shares of stock on WeBull, I'd really appreciate that. Definitely check that out. I did put some more money in Bitcoin, by the way. I didn't really talk about this, but Bitcoin has been falling. I put some more money in it. If you want to see where I buy my Bitcoin and buy my other cryptocurrencies, there's a link down there to BlockFi. That's a company I use, and they pay up to 8.6% on some of your cryptocurrencies. So definitely check that out down below. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.